Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be reviewing a brand new show. It is a franchise of 90 Day Fiancé. This is 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise. And I'm going to really try to keep an open mind. I'm going to really try to be positive. I'm going to try very hard to go with the flow, give these relationships, these couples, the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to be quick to judge and assume that one person is using the other, or that one person's feelings and intentions are not true and genuine. So I really hope that I can keep an open mind and be as positive as I can when I watch this new franchise, or 90 Day Fiancé. So we start off with Ariana, 25 years old, from Quincy, Illinois. Her little backstory is that a couple of years ago, she accomplished a huge goal. She lost over 100 pounds. And all her life, she's been extra fluffy, and she decided that she was going to get rid of the weight. So she started weight training, and she lost over 100 pounds. And then she celebrated with her sister by taking a vacation to Jamaica. While in Jamaica, she met Sherlon, and they have this whirlwind affair. Everything was beautiful, everything was hot and juicy. And when she came back to Illinois, she found out that she was pregnant. Now, she said in her confessional that they were not using protection. So I know this pregnancy was not a surprise to her. But now she's struggling because she's here in America, he's in Jamaica, and the thought of being a single mother scares her to death. So she really wants to make an effort to bring him back to America. Now, my question is this: why does he have to leave? I guess because she's here and the baby's here. That's why he would have to leave his home to join her, because I don't understand why she wouldn't go to him. I mean, that's where they met, in Jamaica. That's where she conceived her child, in Jamaica. So why would she expect him to drop everything there to move to the US? But anyways, that's what she's expecting. So she's getting ready to go on a trip back to Jamaica. This time she's taking her mom and her two sisters with her. Her mom and one of her sisters, I'm assuming, has not met Charlon. I think the other sister must have met him, because she was with Ariana when Ariana met Charlon. So she's getting ready for her trip to Jamaica. I don't remember exactly. She said she's going to be giving birth in about 3 months, so she must be about 6 months pregnant. And there was a scene where she was rubbing on her belly, and she was right before she said that she was pregnant, she was rubbing on her belly, and they were showing shots of her belly. Her belly didn't look pregnant at all. She did not look pregnant at all. And when her and her mom went to the store, I think it was like a little boutique, to get some baby clothes, the sales lady didn't even know that she was pregnant, that she was 6 months pregnant, because she doesn't look like it at all. So her mother, and then also Ariana said that her and her mom are very close, and her mom is extremely helpful and has really been there for her during this pregnancy. And she even moved back in with her mother, probably because, anyways, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be positive. She moved back in with her mother because her mother really wanted to help. And so she's getting ready for her trip to Jamaica. Her mother is extremely worried about this whole relationship, because every time that Ariana and Sherlon have spent time together, it's been under this guise of a vacation. Because, of course, she goes to Jamaica to have fun, to have a good time. She goes there for her vacations. So her mom is worried, how strong is their relationship when real life sets in and life is no longer a vacation. When you have to worry about raising a child and bills and getting along together in everyday life, and you're not, drinking whatever mojitos on the beach. How are they going to be able to cope? How are they going to be able to deal with each other? So the mother is very worried about that. Now, there's a scene where they're in the boutique, buying the clothes for the baby, and they are speaking to Charlon on FaceTime. And when they're talking to him, Ariana keeps the conversation very light, very jokey. He seems to be someone who likes to have a good time. He likes to laugh. He even said himself that life in Jamaica is really chill, and they like having a good time. They like to, smoke weed all day and just have a good time and be really chill and really relaxed. And he said that Americans are not quite like that. Americans are very stressed out, very uptight, that, we really don't know how to relax and enjoy life. So when she's talking to him on FaceTime, he's laughing. I think she asked him, "Are you ready for the baby?" And he just, busted out laughing and said, of course, or whatever he said. So the mom is like, do y'all ever have any serious conversations about, exactly what the future holds? What are your plans for the future when the baby arrives? And Ariana says something like, well, whenever I try to have a serious conversation with him, he gets really jokey, So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. So that is Ariana. And so she's going to be starting or has already started, I don't remember, the K1 process to get him here to America on a fiance visa. So that is Ariana and Sherlon. Our next couple is Amber and Daniel. Amber is from Florida. Daniel is from Costa Rica. Amber is 30 years old. Your boy Daniel is only 23. So they met in Costa Rica when she was out there vacationing. He's originally from Venezuela, but he lives in Costa Rica. They recently got engaged. On her last trip to Costa Rica, they got engaged, and they're in the process of the K1 visa as well. Uh, they were in the process of the K1 visa when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, everything came to a screeching halt. So now she's back in America and she's trying to get everything ready because she plans to go back to Costa Rica. And this time, I think, yeah, she's planning on going back to Costa Rica so they can start with this whole K1 process. Now, her whole issue with Daniel is that he doesn't take anything seriously. He lost his job, so she was financially supporting him. That was a huge burden for her. Luckily, he found work again, and now he is working. But when she FaceTimed him, he asked her if she could buy him a phone because his phone broke and he can't get it fixed because it's a very older model, and so there's no parts to it. So he asked her, do you think when you come to Costa Rica, you think you can come with a new phone? And so she's like, well, I'm going to be leaving in just 3 days. I don't know if I'm going to have time to get a phone. So she's still kind of like taking care of him, still kind of like supporting him. And she asked him, well, I sent you an email with some K1 visa documents. Did you take the time to look them over and take care of them? And he was like, I didn't even know you sent me an email. No, I didn't check my email. You should have told me that you sent me an email. And she tells him, Daniel, I don't have to tell you to check your email. You need to check your email. So I'm just like, okay, here we go. She's 30. He is 23 years old. So she's complaining and she's boo-hooing about, I have to be his mom. I got to remind him about everything. I got to always, push him to do the important things. He's not taking care of business and I'm the one doing all. Girl, he is 23 years old. Regardless of where he's from, whether he's from somewhere else or he's from the United States, most 23-year-olds are not at that level where they're taking care of important documents like that. Like they're just on top of their business like that. For most 23-year-olds, a good chunk of them. Not every single 23-year-old, but for most of them, they're still kind of like in that, they just left the teenage stage and they're still kind of like in that party mode, immature mode. They're just Don't get with someone who's 23 years old and then complain about, oh, he's so irresponsible. I have to be his mom. I have to tell him what to do all the time. Then don't get with a 23-year-old. Get with a 43-year-old. So you went to Costa Rica. You found this hot guy. Blew your mind. Maybe you're back. And that was all you saw. That was all you felt was this, lustful attraction for him. And now you're trying to make him into some responsible husband to be, mature man. And that's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have to work with him. And and it's not just that he can't change and be responsible. I'm pretty sure that he can and he will. Eventually he'll get there, but don't complain during the process of getting him to maturity. Don't do that. If you wanted somebody who already had it together and could take care of all of this important stuff, you should have gotten with someone who's a little bit more mature. Do you understand, Amber, that just 10 years ago he was only 13? Okay, just 10 years ago, he was a baby. You're 30. 10 years ago, you're already an adult. Just 10 years ago, this boy was only 13 years old. So miss me with the whole I have to be his mom too. Yes, you're gonna have to be his mommy too for a very, very, very long time until he can stand on his own 2 feet. So that is Amber and Daniel. Moving on to Stephen and Martine. Stephen is 33. He lives in Barbados. Martine is 26, and she lives in Miami. The first time that we meet Martine, she's on a yacht with her friends popping bottles. So Stephen is a 33-year-old jockey, DJ, and event promoter in Barbados. When he met Martine, so he's a DJ, has a typical DJ life. Um, parties all the time, knows a whole bunch of people, the life of the party. Everybody loves him. Everybody knows him. He gets the party going. He gets the party hype, all of that. So he's like a really popular guy. Obviously, a whole bunch of women in and out of his life, in and out of his bed, all that good stuff. So when he met Martine, he said it was something different. He felt a spark and he felt their souls connect. So when they met, she was actually twerking. She was twerking, she was dancing. He came up and he was dancing up on her. And she turned to him and said, "Can you handle all of this?" And he was like, "Don't worry about it, I can." And that's how they met. So they've been together for about 3 years. And they show us a scene where she's on this yacht talking with her friends. And she's telling her friends that, I've got something to tell you about me and Steven. A little bit after when we started dating, I guess when they were like a year or two into the relationship, she found out that he was cheating on her. And so her friends were like, "Oh my God." So this is one of those situations where I'm looking at this show and I'm like, this is the first time you've told your friends that he was cheating on you, because I know for most people and most women, as soon as you find out that your man is cheating on you, you've already told your friends. You're calling them right away. You're scrolling through his phone while you're on your own phone. Girl, let me tell you what I just seen on his phone. So you're telling your friends for the very first time. It could be true. Maybe she was ashamed. Maybe she was embarrassed. She didn't want anyone to know, that her man was playing her, and she didn't tell him until now. But her friends were really shocked and surprised, and they thought that was not, that was no good. So, yeah. So she's getting ready to go to Barbados, to meet with him or be with him, and her whole plan is to go to Barbados, have him propose to her, and then they start working on the K-1 visa, and they start working on him coming to America to live with her. So her friends were asking her, "So after he cheated on you, where's the trust now?" And she says, "It didn't take long to wipe the trust away when I found out that he was cheating on me. It took like a hot second for me to not trust him anymore. So I'm trying to get that trust back. I am working on trusting him again, but it is a process." She said that the one thing that will get me to trust him is he put some bling on this finger. So she wants him to propose. So she says that she's going to Barbados, a single woman or an unattached, whatever, and she's coming back an engaged woman, or she's coming back single. So she's got plans for Steven, and I hope that he's ready. So when she gets to Barbados, they meet, they greet each other, and he rented a suite in a resort, a really beautiful suite in this resort. So she's very impressed by it. He didn't hold back at all. He says he wanted to spoil his baby because he hadn't seen her in so long, because, COVID had stopped her from visiting him as often as she was. So he hadn't seen her in such a long time, and he just wants to really spoil her, and it's a beautiful suite, so on and so forth. So then they get ready for dinner. Now, when they went to dinner, I just want to say this that I noticed. So the producers want us to believe that this was just one scene. But during this one scene, supposedly one continuous scene, when they're sitting at dinner talking, because she had her hair done, like it was pulled back in a ponytail, and then she had her bangs were swooped to one side and like tucked under. So her bangs came across her forehead diagonally and tucked under. But then there were scenes where her bangs were on one side, and then there were other scenes where her bangs were on the opposite side, and her hair looks slightly different, but we're supposed to believe this was one continuous scene. I just noticed that and had to mention that. So they're talking at dinner. The waitress comes to take their order for their drinks. They order their drinks. The waitress comes back, and she recognizes Steven because, you know, he's this popular DJ, and she says something to him. She's real. This waitress is being very, very flirty with him, and she was like, "Oh, don't I know you from that party last night?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, that was me." And she's like, "Oh my God, I love you." And of course, Martine, she's like, this is what I'm talking about. Why? I don't know why she got mad at him. I guess it triggered, you know, something in her because he cheated on her before. But she was mad at the waitress because she did say in her confessional that the waitress was being very disrespectful. You know, you see this man sitting here with a woman. You don't know who I am to him. I could be his wife for all you know. But you're going to just openly flirt with him while he's sitting there with another female. And that was just really disrespectful and rude, which it was. And then they kind of start, her and Steven kind of like, you know, have this discussion about fidelity and, you know, can she trust him and all this and that. And she was like, I don't know why she would get mad at him at all because he has no control over what this woman said and how she said it. I don't know if Martine was thinking that maybe something had happened between them and that's why the waitress felt the need to say something to him. But, you know, I guess he's kind of like this local celebrity over there. So I just didn't understand why she would feel any kind of way towards Steven. He just did his job. Anyways, I'm assuming too much. So, she said, Steven tells in his confessional, he says that he likes the long distance relationship that him and Martine have. He says having a long distance relationship is like the best of both worlds, where he has a girlfriend and he can keep that relationship going, but he also has a space. He can concentrate on his child because before meeting Martine, he was in an 8-year relationship, which is a good sign because that means that he's not afraid of commitment. That he was in an 8-year relationship with the mother of his child, and from that relationship, they now have a 6-year-old daughter together. So having a long distance relationship, he said, is good for him because, like I said, he has his girlfriend Martine in America, but he can also concentrate on his daughter, on raising his daughter in Barbados. So he likes having a long distance relationship. So I don't know how it's going to be when she starts dropping these hints on him that she wants to get engaged and she wants to start the K1 process and wants him to come to America. I don't know. I don't think his daughter lives with him. I think the daughter may live with the mother, but I wonder how that's going to go with him leaving his daughter to go to America to be with Martine. I don't know how he's going to take that. Something tells me he won't take it very well. Moving on to Kaye and Mark. So Kaye is originally from Argentina, but now she lives in Bocas del Toro, Panama. Kaye is 36, Mark is 39, and Mark is from Huntington Beach, California. So they met about 9 years previously, and it was like an instant attraction for them. They met at a bar, I think, or something like that, and they were dancing the night away, and it was wonderful, and it was hot, and it was exciting. So they met, and then he said that after that, you know, they went back to the hotel or whose ever room, took care of business. I think right at the first time that they met, that's how deep the attraction was. And then they started like spending time together, and he said that he really connected with her because they were both free spirits. He travels a lot. He says once a year he's always leaving. He's always traveling abroad, and so he's all, you know, he likes to travel. Whatever, she likes the same thing. They have a lot in common. Then he realized that when he came back to America, she called him and she said that she was struggling with some type of a substance abuse. The substance, he named it. I couldn't understand what he said. It didn't sound like anything that I ever heard of. It didn't sound like any kind of American drug that I've ever heard of. So I don't know if it was a Spanish term for a well-known drug, or this is what the drug is and that's what it's called. But she was addicted to something, and she was on the treadmill one day and she collapsed and she had to be rushed to the hospital. And so she called him and told him that she was struggling with this addiction, and he said it really shocked him because he had no idea that she had an addiction. So he dropped everything and he went to Argentina to be with her. So he said that he was living with her and her family. Her family spoke no English and he spoke no Spanish. And so he felt very isolated. And for whatever reason, this put a strain on their relationship. So they called it quits. He came back to America. And then I think she eventually ended up moving to Boca del Toro, where they met, which is an island off the coast of Panama. So then they went their separate ways. 9 years later, they reconnect. She gives him a call. It wakes up all of these feelings in him. And he's like, you know what? I let you go once. I will not let you go again. So he's packing his bags and he's on his way to Boca del Toro. And while he's on his way there, she's having a conversation with one of her good friends. And she tells her friend that Mark is coming and she's very nervous about meeting him again. And her friend was like, every time you talk about Mark, your eyes just really sparkle. But your girl Kaye does not believe in monogamy. And so we get the impression that Kaye has many suitors and she doesn't stick with just one man. And her friend said that Kaye is a heartbreaker. She knows how to, make these men fall in love with her, and then she ends up breaking their hearts. And her friend was like, I hope this doesn't happen to Mark. So even though it seems like, Mark has a very special place in her heart, is it special enough for her to become monogamous for him? And that's what we'll find out when he arrives. She does not want to go to America. He wants Kaye to start the K-1 visa process and, make arrangements to move back to California with him. She says she has absolutely no interest whatsoever in living in America or anything to do with America except for peanut butter. So we'll see how that goes. If he can successfully convince her to be monogamous and if he can get her to move to America. So that is my review for 90 Day Fiancé, Paradise Life, Beach Life, something like that. And do I have any final thoughts on these people? I think all the couples are extremely interesting. I'm excited. This show is making me excited. I'm really excited about this show. So I don't know why anybody would think that the people that live on the islands, why would they want to leave these beautiful islands to come to Quincy, Illinois? Why? Why would these Americans think that these people want to leave their beautiful island homes to come to America? Not to say there's anything wrong with Quincy or any other state in America or any other city in America, but you couldn't make me leave Barbados or Boca del Toro or Jamaica. No, you couldn't make me leave any of these beautiful places. That is my review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely for sure talk to you later.